to the show. Just let me know in the chat if you can hear me well, right? You should be able to see my screen as well. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get started. Just let me know if everything is fine. Okay, cool. So today I'm just gonna start off with the Polkadot crowd loan. Yeah. So as you can see, and if you've been following me through the past 1 or 2 weeks, you would know that I have done significant amount of research on the Polkadot crowd loan, and as of now, right, the first auction should have ended. So I'm trying to refresh this page, but it's not happening. I think because of what's happening. I think it just ended, right? And I think we can assume that Moonbeam is actually the first project that is going to get the slot in the Polkadot parachain. So just a quick reminder as well, as I got a couple of questions here around how many projects are going to win, right? So as you can tell, there's auction 1 all the way to auction 11, and each week, all right, there's going to be one project that's going to win. So for example, Moonbeam for week 1, which is November 11 to 18, they accumulated the most funds, right? So they are going to win the first slot. And this will continue into the next week. So if Arcala remains as the second, then they are going to win in week 2, and then so on in week 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to take a month's break here. So December, no, not a month, sorry. I keep saying a month. It's actually a week. December 16, they'll take a break. And then December 23rd is when it's going to start for the next round, where an additional 6 will be selected. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So an additional 6. All right. So this is really interesting. I think when I started talking about it, Akala was way up, right? But the moment it went kind of like on November 13, whoa, you see this huge spike here. That really helped Moonbeam catch up. No, sorry, it was here. So Akala was leading here for a long time, right? And then the moment when it was November 11, when the crowd loan went live, you could see this huge spike from Moonbeam to put them ahead. And Akala tried again once more to get up. Oops, there's an error. Sorry. Yeah, but I think you saw that. So yeah, so I'm just gonna pull this across. Should be able to see the Discord channel now. Yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, so this was when it really caught up here for Moonbeam, right? And this was when things started to get really exciting. Moonbeam was here, then Akala tried to get back as well, but I think at the end of the day, Moonbeam is gonna get through. And then I also shared a little bit of what I personally contributed. So if you didn't watch that live stream, basically I went into Akala, Moonbeam, and A Star as well. But just to share, for Moonbeam, I've always said that the rewards are not great. But the reason I'm in there is because I missed out on a couple of rounds with regards to take flight. And I'm just trying to make up as much as possible with Moonbeam. So I went into Moonbeam, but the largest amount of my contributions are in A Star. So I've shared in detail as to what particularly I liked about A Star. So I won't go into details there, right? So yeah. What's the advantage of winning slot 1, Sharil? Basically, you get your rewards quicker. So in the live stream as well, I did talk about the winter that's coming, right? So you kind of want to be able to get your rewards as soon as possible, so that you will not be walking into the winter with all your tokens on hand, just in case you want to sell them away. Okay, so yeah, so then yeah, so that was the auctions. First round ends today. So just if you've not participated, you forgot about it, please keep in mind round 2 is starting soon, and Arcala is still on the table, so you need to keep that in mind. Then I'm just going to go through some news here that is really quite exciting. Staples Center, for all basketball fans out there, is basically the home ground to LA Lakers, where where Kobe Bryant used to play, and LeBron James now as well, right? So Crypto.com has basically put in huge amount of money to sponsor it. So Staples Center will no longer be called Staples Center, but I think it's going to call Crypto.com Arena. Yeah, so to me, that's huge, right? Every time when I see more and more of these integrations, like how crypto companies or exchanges are really trying to come up and gain more visibility in for the mainstream people, I think that's huge, right? Because we know that with the way things are gearing up with NFTs and gaming, it's only a matter of time before more and more people join us. So yeah, it's nice for us early people to start to see some of these things that are happening. That's quite exciting. Then obviously there are people who are not really very happy about it because Staples Center is kind of like, trying to change the theater of dreams if you compare that to soccer for Old Trafford in Manchester, right? It's like people are so used to it and there's a legacy behind it and you're trying to change it. But yeah, I guess money talks at the end of the day. And this is some other stuff that Crypto.com is doing, which is really very interesting here. They put in so much money. I'm a Formula One fan. So if you watch the races now, like in the photo here, right, you can see they have banners of Crypto.com all over the place. And I guess this is what the Staples Center is going to look like now. It's on jerseys, it's on shirts, and I think even FTX is a sponsor for Mercedes, right? So when you watch the F1 races, you can see it there. And I think for AlphaTauri, Phantom is sponsoring them as well. So it's just so many sponsors in this space, not only from exchanges, but from blockchains as well. So yeah, it's really, really very exciting. And we are speaking about tons and tons and tons of money. And when I think about it, it's just huge, right? Because at the end of the day, these are sporting events. For all you know, it will come to a point whereby ticketing of these events will eventually become NFTs, right? And that is kind of something that I'm looking forward to. But the gist of it is this, right? NFTs is not your expensive JPEGs. NFTs is actually a new technology that we are discussing, and the expensive JPEG is a type of NFTs. I think eventually NFTs will be huge. It's a technology that will be used by many more domains aside from expensive JPEGs. And I'll explain that in another show. Another exciting thing, if you missed the live stream that I did again, HoloRide is something that we are looking at. So as I mentioned, right, about how we can integrate such technology into real life, HoloRide is extremely exciting because it's bringing in-car entertainment to a new level here. So I'm just going to show you snippets here, right, whereby often if you have kids, you will know they will sit in a car and they'll be so bored, right? And they keep asking, oh, are we there yet? Are we there yet? But this is what our Audi is looking to do with this technology called HoloRide, where they make the whole in-car experience into like a game or an experience. So it's like VR or like a metaverse in an in-car entertainment system, right? So can you think about it? It's just huge. I think this video speaks it all. When I saw it, I was like, oh man, maybe my next car is going to be an Audi. So such things are going to happen, right? And like I said, these technologies can be used over and over again. So if you just look here, I think even Porsche is next to get involved. When we make our money from crypto here, then I guess we can then buy a Porsche as well. But I think there are other companies like Discovery Channel, Disney as well, that are looking to make use of this technology to make it more engaging, right? So that's why I said again, like NFTs are a technology, right? The metaverse is kind of like a technology, or it's going to be a new way that we engage. And this is a project that is first movers advantage into this space. Like I said, in terms of in-car entertainment, right? I don't think you have heard much about it yet. So this is really great. And if you are keen on it, you're looking to get in, then you got to follow us closely. I think we shared a little bit of our thoughts, our review of it, and what's the best way of getting in. So I talked a little bit about this as well. Everybody's getting into the metaverse space at this point in time, including Disney. And yeah, so basically I can imagine it like maybe next time when you watch, right, you'll be able to be in the metaverse with, let's say, Elsa. You'll be able to be the one that built the bridges made of ice instead of her and stuff like that, right? So yeah, it's quite exciting. And I think many more institutions or many more mainstream companies are seeing how they can integrate themselves. Of course, starting with Facebook or Meta now. Yeah, they are the one of the first few, right? And when they start to adopt and when they start to integrate, they will start to engage many of these companies in the crypto space to help them get to where they want to be, right? So that's again something for us to look out for. So again, right, just gonna quickly show you. This is gonna be how I think it's gonna be like. So if the only thing that I'm asking for my Christmas present is actually an Oculus, because I want to be first in that space, right, to be able to engage this. So can you imagine this is how maybe next time I'll be able to deliver crypto news to you? You won't be looking at me through Zoom, through a screen like that, but we'll be able to fist bump, shake hands. I'll be able to take out my NFTs and show it to you. Yeah, we'll be able to get into a car, go to places, have a meal. It's really endless, right? So yeah, I definitely want an Oculus to begin with. Then yeah, I think this also talks a little bit about NFT adoption. It got brought to my attention. Coinbase has about 1.1 million people on the wait list, and basically, I think this amount is really more than a volume of the people trading on OpenSea. So if you're not on the wait list yet, go and get yourself on the wait list. I think this is like huge, right? Eventually, there will be more and more marketplaces that will come about, but uh, anything to do with Coinbase, I believe you can trust them to do it at a huge scale. Yeah, then I wanted to go through a little bit on market performance, right? Everybody is asking that, and everybody is wondering. So I'm just going to share a little bit of my thoughts here. Don't have much time, so I'm just going to go through this a little bit quickly. But the gist of it is this, right? Bitcoin is going through a correction at this point in time, but um, I'm not going to say that I'm bearish at this point in time. I think I think Bitcoin has always been very bull, and the question for me is at which point is it going to go up? Right. So a couple of days ago, I did an analysis with a friend as well, and we were looking at the levels of about 63,500. But obviously, that has now been broken. And there's a couple of areas whereby we are looking at here. So this just let me pull out the other one. So these two zones, this light green circle is basically the place that got broken through, right? And this rejection candle here seems to signify some form of a bullish momentum from here. So that's what I said in the last analysis that I did, whereby this may be the point where it starts to go up from, right? But we never know. But the whole point of this chart analysis is for you to kind of have an idea of what's going on so you can prepare better and react to it. I'm not here to tell you this is definitely going to happen, but I'm trying to tell you this is what may happen and we can react to it better if it does, right? So this is the level that I'm looking at now, and I think price is still around here. So it's consolidating a little bit, but that's not to say that a further downside is not in the cards, because I think I've shared this once before that 30% from the last top is a very normal thing before it goes up. And keep in mind, this is exactly what we are going through at this point in time, whereby we are in a bull run, right? But still, there are 30% dips. So if I bring back the chart here, this was the last all-time high we were at, and a 30% dip would basically means that it's at 48K, and there's a very nice H4 demand zone here that is a confluence for me. So the question is, are we really going to hit down to 30%? I don't know, right? But if it ever does continue to break more of these levels, then I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes out for this one, because yeah, history has shown that 30% is quite common, and this is a zone that I will look out for if I'm looking to start buying into stuff, or if I'm looking to trade BTC for that matter. So yeah, so with that being said, I'm just going to leave you guys with the last piece of news here, right? Okay, I think I've talked a lot about ensuring you take your profits off the table. Last time I brought up Becker's tweet on my live stream, and I hope you guys took heed and took some profits off the table before this correction, right? So these are another few more tips which really struck and really stuck with me as well, right? So in a down cycle, which is now, important things are to not chase your losses. So you need to look at your P&L as what it is now. So it's very easy to look at it and say, oh, if only I had taken my profits 1 to 2 days ago, I would have made X amount of thousands, right? But you missed it means you missed it. So don't chase your losses. Focus on your P&L now and focus accordingly. Don't go in at the wrong time. Make sure you preserve your capital, right? You don't know, and it's very hard to time the dips. You don't know whether this is the dip already or not, right? So break your investments up into tranches and go in slowly. Continue to do your research because you know this is the best time to buy in. If you sold off at the top, which you think it is, all right, this is not the absolute top because we know that the bull run just started. So then you need to look at where's the next best place to go in again to reinvest some of the profits that you have. Okay, so you need to keep an eye on that. But the more important thing is this. Okay. Just let me quickly find that. If you hold risk through an entire cycle and don't TP, it was never your money's anyways. Okay, so to me, when I read this, I was like, okay, this one sentence speaks a lot, and I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Okay, so again, remember, take your profits off the table. Yes, we are early in the bull run, but remember this: if you don't take your profit and one day it decides that it's time for winter, then don't be salty about it, okay? Because the money was never yours. All right, so with that, thanks guys, and I'll see you again next Thursday.